Here are 5 cybersecurity resolutions for 2019. Cybersecurity threats are expected to reach 6 trillion by 2021. That's a big increase. So we need to be careful to be cyber safe. As a baby boomer, it's more important than ever to come up with a plan to be able to minimize these attacks, because baby boomers are increasingly becoming a target because they're kind of an easy mark. Here are 5 things that you can do to help prevent cybersecurity problems in 2019. If there's one resolution that you should put into action, consider this one to probably be the most important. Passwords are a window into every action in this new digital age. We use passwords to access our email accounts, our social media accounts, our laptops, our security systems. Passwords are the easiest way that cyber criminals can use to get access to your very personal information, as well as your network devices. When you're trying to keep track of all of those logins, it can be very tempting to make them all the same or try to make them easy to remember, but that's a very bad idea. The best way to protect your passwords is to change them. I usually, as I've said before in another YouTube video about passwords, I usually change them once a year. Some sites require that you change them more frequently, but once a year seems to work for me. And make sure that you have a combination of letters and numbers and symbols, something that is complex enough that it would be very difficult for the hackers to guess. I usually create a sentence that I can remember, something like, "I love CyberSafe Seniors," and then I embed a number and a symbol somewhere in that string of letters. For example, for 2019, I might start or end my password with 19. Pretty easy to remember because it's the year and I haven't forgotten what the year is yet. And then I will use the first letters of "I love CyberSafe Seniors," which is an I, maybe a capital L, then CSS, and then the symbol @ I just happen to use @ because I like it. You can use anything you want. And then whatever site that password belongs to, I follow the @ symbol with the capital letter of the first name of the site. For example, my password for Amazon might be 19 IL capital L CSS capital A. Pretty simple. That way I can really remember all of my passwords fairly simply. If you have trouble remembering or securing your passwords, there are secure applications like 1Password, LastPass, or Keeper that help track all of your sites and services that you use, and I'll put a link down below to those. Number 2, secure your social media. It's really easy to want to share information when we all have the cutest grandchildren and the most awesome children around. But be cautious about sharing too many details. Details like where your granddaughter goes to school or even what her name is, because it makes it very, very easy for the cyber criminals to pick up little bits of information that are very personal to you that might make you think that they actually know you. This could be very dangerous because cyber criminals will use this personal information to reach out to you to ask you for money or tell you that your grandchild has been in a car accident. Keeping things private are very important. It's okay to share pictures, but just don't identify them. Leave it up to the imagination of the cyber criminals. If there's one thing that phishing scams have taught me, it's that these cyber criminals are getting much, much savvier about social engineering, which is manipulating you to give them very personal information so that they can access some of your accounts. They can be very convincing and they can be very tricky. While social media does a great job at connecting us with our loved ones and allowing us to really have those personal moments posted online that are so very important. Remember, it can also connect us to people that we don't want to share this personal information with. I said it once and I'll say it again. Make sure that your social media settings are set to private so that only your family and friends that you want to see that information can see it. Number 3, don't skip those updates. Well, as we look at the holidays in the past, we all probably have a few new, pretty cool devices. And it's very, very tempting if you're in the midst of doing something and that little pop-up comes up that says, hey, install this update, to just skip it. But it's a very bad idea because what those updates do is they help to secure your device and make it less vulnerable to hackers. So don't skip the updates, even though you're going to be tempted to do that. Verify every link before you click it. Make sure that you hover over the link to see where it actually is taking you. I know that the latest scandal in Hollywood can be very, very tempting to click on and see what's going on. But the problem is that many of these links go to places that you don't want to go, and you may be downloading malware onto your own computer that is going to be a really bad thing. All it takes is one bad click, and it can spell disaster for your computer and your personal information. And finally, number 5, remember that free Wi-Fi that I've talked about in the past? Limit your access to Wi-Fi, particularly free Wi-Fi, when you're traveling. If you travel a lot, invest in a virtual private network. Most of the free Wi-Fi is not encrypted, and just about anybody who's a little savvy at computer hacking can sit there in a Starbucks and actually see what you're putting in as a password to your bank account, as well as your bank account numbers. So be very, very careful. Protect yourself. And one more thing, secure your home. Nowadays, our homes are amazing. Our homes are more connected than ever. We have smart TVs, we have home security systems, and we usually only have one network. And our network is only as secure as the weakest link. So make sure that the passwords on all of these devices and your network are up to date and are moderately complex. Securing your network is as important as securing your front door. Be senior smart and see you in cyberspace. Happy New Year.